Well, Madison Square Garden was in the hot seat at City Council today.
We completed a top-to-bottom transformation where we shut down for 3 off seasons.
The battle is going on still tonight as MSG, politicians, and community groups all continue to negotiate MSG's future.
This is Madison Square Garden, the oldest arena in the NBA and a beacon of innovation and cultural significance in the heart of New York City. Beyond its reputation as a home to the Knicks and Rangers lies a remarkable tale of adaptation and transformation. Over 5 decades, this iconic venue has redefined sports and entertainment, blending cutting-edge upgrades with a storied past. Yet, its legacy isn't just about longevity. It's also about overcoming challenges and ever-evolving demands to remain a global icon while staying true to its legendary roots. How did this arena survive fierce competition and shape an era of modern arenas? This is the story of resilience, reinvention, and unparalleled legacy. Madison Square Garden, also known as MSG or simply the Garden, stands as an enduring icon in the bustling heart of New York City. Opened in 1968, it's the oldest arena still in use in the NBA, a title that carries both prestige and pressure. But how has this venerable venue managed to remain at the forefront of sports and entertainment for over half a century? The story of Madison Square Garden begins long before the current structure came into existence. The original MSG, built in 1879, was located at Madison Avenue and 26th Street. But as New York's needs grew, this venue quickly became insufficient. It was demolished in 1889, and the second iteration was built at the same site within a year. Despite its cultural importance, the second Madison Square Garden was demolished in 1925 due to ongoing financial difficulties and the decision by its mortgage holder, the New York Life Insurance Company, to replace it with their new headquarters. The third iteration of MSG was built in 1925 at 8th Avenue and 50th Street, but by the mid-20th century, it also became outdated. The need to create a venue that would reflect the spirit of a rapidly evolving city couldn't be ignored. Therefore, plans were made in the early 1960s to construct a new arena. The fourth iteration of Madison Square Garden was conceived out of necessity and ambition. The new arena was planned to be located atop Pennsylvania Station and integrate seamlessly with one of the city's busiest transit hubs. But this decision came with a heavy price: the demolition of the original Penn Station, a Beaux Arts architectural masterpiece. Therefore, public backlash erupted, sparking a nationwide debate on urban development versus historic preservation.
It's when that comes down that a sense of sacrilege really activates people. It's destroying the past. It is symbolic of the triumph of the auto era over the old interconnected mass transit operations.
When the demolition of Penn Station began, it was met with protests, but the developers pushed forward. They argued that the new arena would serve as the city's vital economic and cultural hub. Therefore, the consortium of investors, led by Graham Page Corporation and supported by Irving Mitchell Felt, secured $123 million, over $1 billion today, in private funding to make the vision a reality. Construction began in 1964, and the developers worked meticulously to keep the project on track. The new Madison Square Garden officially opened on February 11, 1968, with a grand gala that showcased its modernist design, unobstructed sightlines, and state-of-the-art facilities. However, detractors remain critical of the trade-off that had been made to achieve this progress.
We used to come in to New York like gods when we came into Penn Station. Now we come in to the present Penn Station like rats.
Over time, MSG proved its worth, becoming the beloved home of the NBA's New York Knicks and the NHL's New York Rangers, as well as the stage for historic events like Muhammad Ali fights and concerts by Elvis Presley. Globally, few arenas can claim such a rich history, though London's Wembley Arena, built in 1934, also has a storied past of hosting legendary music and sports events. By the 21st century, MSG's significance was unquestionable, but its infrastructure demanded modernization to compete with newer venues. Therefore, a massive renovation project was planned to secure its place in the modern era. Could the arena evolve without losing the magic that made it legendary? Or would the upgrades push it into the realm of commercial excess? We'll dive into the ambitious vision behind the transformation next. In the early 2000s, Madison Square Garden was showing its age. But giving up on an institution synonymous with New York City was not an option. Therefore, the Madison Square Garden Company, under James L. Dolan's leadership, launched a $1 billion renovation plan to secure its place in the modern era.
Our Bloomberg big number this morning is $1 billion. That is how much Madison Square Garden is spending on renovating its iconic arena, home of the New York Knicks.
The vision was ambitious, yet respectful of MSG's heritage. Renowned architecture firm Brisbane Brook Bainan and engineering expert Thornton Tomasetti were tasked with modernizing the arena. But the challenge was daunting. How could they overhaul such an iconic venue without disrupting its operations? Therefore, a phased construction approach was implemented, allowing the arena to remain operational during the transformation. Funding the renovation was another hurdle, but the Madison Square Garden Company committed to self-reliance, vowing not to use taxpayer money. Therefore, the $1 billion cost was entirely financed through operating profits and corporate partnerships. One of the most significant contributors was JP Chase, which secured naming rights for the Chase Bridges as part of its multi-million-dollar sponsorship deal. In addition to JP Chase, Delta Airlines contributed significantly by funding the Delta Sky 360 Club, a premium lounge for event-level suite holders. Lexus obtained naming rights for the Madison Suite level, enhancing its brand presence through exclusive services and displays. Beverage giants Anheuser-Busch and Coca-Cola also played pivotal roles, with Anheuser-Busch sponsoring the Budweiser Fandex and Coca-Cola renewing its partnership as the exclusive non-alcoholic beverage provider across MSG properties. But was the ambitious plan too good to be true? What groundbreaking features emerged from this complex vision? In the next chapter, we'll explore the renovation process that kept MSG in the game. Renovation work at Madison Square Garden began in 2011 and continued through 2013, transforming nearly every aspect of the arena. But simply updating its look wasn't enough to compete with newer venues. Therefore, the upgrades focused on functionality, sustainability, and fan experience. One of the standout additions was the Chase Bridges. Suspended high above the court and rink, these walkways, spanning 233 feet each, offered fans a breathtaking bird's-eye view of the action below. For perspective, the length of each bridge is roughly equivalent to the wingspan of a Boeing 747. But integrating such a dramatic architectural feature into an existing structure posed significant engineering challenges. Therefore, high-strength steel and tension cables were employed to ensure both stability and elegance. The Garden Vision scoreboard, designed by ANC Sports, was another significant upgrade. Measuring 24 feet high and 28 feet wide, which is the height of a two-story building, it featured state-of-the-art LED technology. Its capability to display ultra-clear visuals ensured every fan, even in the furthest seat, could enjoy a premium viewing experience. The advanced sound system, developed by Acoustic Dimensions, delivered clear and crisp audio for every cheer, announcement, and performance. Seating was completely overhauled, with all 18,000 seats replaced by Irwin Seating Company. The new seats were designed to be more ergonomic, offering wider dimensions and improved comfort, ensuring a premium experience for all attendees. But improving seating alone wouldn't solve crowding issues during events. Therefore, the redesigned concourses featured 50% wider walkways, making it easier for fans to move around and access concessions. Interactive kiosks and mobile ticketing systems simplified navigation and purchases. Behind the scenes, player facilities underwent a complete overhaul. Modernized locker rooms were equipped with hydrotherapy pools, featuring adjustable temperatures and advanced jets. Cutting-edge fitness equipment from top industry brands was added to ensure players had access to world-class resources. The locker rooms were also expanded to include private spaces for individual consultations with trainers and medical staff, as well as modernized audiovisual systems for reviewing game footage and strategizing. Key additions included the Delta Sky 360 Club, an event-level lounge offering suite holders, upscale dining, private bars, and exclusive views of player entrances. The Madison Club provided plush seating, premium services and gourmet cuisine for select guests, while the Lexus suite level introduced private luxury suites with concierge services, personalized catering, and prime arena views. The renovation also incorporated sustainable practices. The lighting throughout the arena was upgraded to energy-efficient LED systems, reducing energy consumption by 70% and providing better illumination for events. High-efficiency water fixtures were installed to conserve thousands of gallons annually, as well as a rainwater harvesting system capable of collecting 50,000 gallons per year. The HVAC systems were upgraded to reduce greenhouse gas emissions, while over 80% of construction materials were recycled or repurposed, showcasing MSG's commitment to environmentally conscious operations. By the time renovations concluded in 2013, Madison Square Garden had successfully reinvented itself while preserving its iconic legacy. But the journey wasn't without its challenges. Did MSG overcome these hurdles, or did they leave a lasting impact? The answer awaits in the next chapter. The 2011 to 2013 renovation of Madison Square Garden came with a series of significant challenges. Its location atop Penn Station created logistical and political hurdles. Renovating a venue that serves as a roof for thousands of daily commuters was no small feat, but the project couldn't be delayed or scaled back, given MSG's importance to the city's identity. Therefore, engineers and planners had to find innovative ways to keep operations running while addressing these challenges. Public and governmental scrutiny was intense, and in 2013, the New York City Council added to the tension by limiting MSG's operating permit to 10 years. This decision raised questions about the arena's long-term future, making the renovation a focal point of debates about urban development and infrastructure needs in New York City. But instead of halting progress, this scrutiny amplified the stakes for MSG's success. Therefore, the project became both a technical and symbolic effort to secure its place in New York's future. Financial pressures further complicated the project. The $1 billion renovation was entirely privately funded, but the increased depreciation expenses during construction caused MSG's earnings to drop by 39%. This financial strain tested the company's ability to manage such a massive undertaking. Despite these obstacles, the Madison Square Garden company stayed committed to the project, relying on robust partnerships and careful budget management to see it through. Logistically, the challenges were unprecedented. MSG remained operational throughout the renovation, hosting Knicks and Rangers games, concerts, and other events. But coordinating construction phases while ensuring fan safety and minimal disruptions wasn't easy and required meticulous planning. Therefore, engineers, contractors, and event coordinators worked closely to manage everything, from noise and safety regulations to the timing of construction work. Their efforts not only kept the arena running, but also maintained the high standards expected of a world-class venue. These combined challenges, political, financial, and logistical, highlight the complexity of transforming such an iconic arena while keeping it open for business and ensuring its place in New York City's future. Today, Madison Square Garden is valued not only as a premier sports and entertainment venue, but also as a symbol of New York's resilience and innovation. The arena's ability to adapt and modernize, especially through the transformative 2011 to 2013 renovations, has ensured its continued relevance. But staying relevant in an increasingly competitive landscape is no small feat. Therefore, MSG's story of adaptation and reinvention will likely continue to inspire for generations to come. Ready to be amazed by the next groundbreaking construction project? Click on the video now and dive into a world where engineering and imagination collide. See you there.